The Syrian Embassy in London's prosperous Belgravia, from where activists claim intelligence services are waging a campaign of threats and intimidation. There are regular demonstrations here against President Bashar Assad's government and its crackdown on dissent within Syria. Political activist Gias Al-Jundi has attended many of the recent protests.
I received a phone call for somebody claimed to be from the embassy, asked me to stop demonstrating and acting against the regime. And the person stated that I'm under their control, so they can reach me anytime they want, and they can reach my family. My family is back in Syria, all of them.
Razan Safour was born and raised in Britain, but she is a regular at the anti-Assad protests.
I know several people who, when they started coming out to protest, they'd get phone calls from the embassy and they'd tell them, if you don't stop coming, or if you keep coming to the pro-freedom protests, we will put your name down under the Muslim Brotherhood. Muslim Brotherhood are deemed as terrorists inside Syria. We'll call you a convicted terrorist. We won't let you be able to go back to your country.
The human rights group Amnesty International says it has documented campaigns of intimidation in at least 8 countries, including the US. Neil Salmons is a Syria expert with Amnesty.
Then we find even worse on the other side, back in Syria. A fairly large number of relatives have then been contacted by the intelligence agencies. At least 8 have been detained, 4 have been tortured, 2 have now actually disappeared, so they went into detention and now there's no information about where they are.
Amnesty is calling on governments to be more proactive in protecting Syrian expatriates. The Syrian Embassy in London declined an interview, but issued a statement denying the allegations, adding, "The embassy is working and will continue to work in accordance with international conventions and in respect of British sovereignty. The embassy has clear instructions from Damascus to help Syrians regardless of their political positions." Outside the embassy, many of the protesters hold up signs bearing their full names and identities. They say they will not be frightened into giving up their demonstrations, but they admit many fellow Syrian expatriates are too scared to join in the protests. Henry Ridgewell for VOA News, London.